It's Mr. Happy here, and I just wanted to do a quick announcement video. They finally gave us a time and place for the Final Fantasy XI x Final Fantasy XIV x Dragon Quest event that's going to be taking place in Final Fantasy XIV A Realm Reborn. It's pretty much what we expected of it. It's nothing too special, very similar to the Lightning event, except it won't unlock slowly. We'll be able to do the whole thing from day one, and it doesn't look like it'll take much more than an hour, maybe an hour and a half to even do both of them. But without further ado, let's just go over the details. So there's actually 2 pages that you can reach. I have one for Dragon Quest and one for Shantoto. They're on the main page. I'll put a link to both of these in the description below. And of course, basically, this is just some little backstory, a little bit of a lore relation to why Shantoto is here. And this actually looks like the big Shantoto. If I had to guess, even though she's not dressed the same, this reminds me more of Domina Shantoto, just sort of the evilness to it, but could just be Shantoto going nuts. We all know, anyone who played Final Fantasy XI knows how nuts she is with her magic and all that stuff. But basically, they're saying she could bring another calamity, which is the event that happened when Bahamut basically, destroyed the world almost. And I think it's just funny that they think that she's, before the release of Bahamut, the realm experienced a number of otherwise inexplicable phenomena. And they're saying that because of her, a lot of the same things are happening. So we'll see what I want to see it unfold, because I'm sure that there's a little bit of a story behind this, but it's not really too massive once you actually do it. I hope that it's a little bit more engrossing. I hope it's as engrossing as the 4th Lightning Quest was. But moving on, so this is the reward for the Final Fantasy XI event. It's a wind-up Shantoto, which is a minion, and I like this. I like that this is giving us minions, things that won't take up inventory space while we're doing them, and I'm just a fan of that. So it's going to take place from Tuesday, January 21st at 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 2 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and I believe that's 10 a.m. GMT, and I don't know all the rest of them, so it just math for the rest of it, just do math. It takes place from January 21st to February 3rd, so you have 13 days pretty much to do this event, which is more than enough time. The event doesn't take long at all, and remember, once this event is gone, it is not coming back. As far as we know, it's never going to come back. So this is if you don't get this minion in the 13 days, you're never going to get it, pretty much. And so basically, you accept the quest from this NPC at X10Y11 in New Gridania. Chloe Bajiri. You accept that quest, and then there's fates that you have to do, called Embiggen Spriggans and Tower of Power. Funny thing is, anyone who knows Shantoto, she speaks in rhyme, so Embiggen Spriggans and Tower of Power are both definitely playing on the fact that she speaks in rhyme. And just like you'd expect, it's another quest to fate, to finish quest sort of deal. I don't know if it's going to be 2 fates that spawn back to back, or if these are actually like different fates in these locations. I think they're just the same. I think it's just going to be the first one is Embiggen Spriggans, and then when you finish that one, Tower of Power will spawn. But I'll make something more comprehensive next week when it actually comes out. This is January 17th that we're getting this announcement right now. So South Shroud, Camp Tranquil, Western Thanalan by Horizon, Southern Thanalan, Forgotten Springs. I might do it here. I want to fight a giant Shantoto in the desert. That's where I want to fight her. Middle Lenosha, Foremast, Eastern Lenosha, Costa del Sol, or a Costa del Sol Shantoto would be kind of fun. I don't know why they use this location for event fates a lot. Like the bomb event was right around here too. I don't know why they use this like consistently, but that's pretty much all there is to it. It's just going to be accept quests, do fates, both of them, and then you're done. I can't imagine it being anything more than that, just based on what the event, the information we're given here. Again, very happy that it's a minion though, because it won't take up inventory space. And not to mention, look at that minion. I hope that minion actually laughs, like makes the laughing noise, but I doubt it will. I hope that while we're fighting her, she's actually laughing and we can hear her voice if we have voices turned on. That would make me a very, very happy Final Fantasy XI fan. And then, of course, we do have in the other tab the Dragon Quest event, which is, honestly, the golems are among my favorite Dragon Quest characters. I've only played Dragon Quest VIII, so I can't really say I'm a huge fan of the series. Dragon Quest, it's not very popular over here, so Dragon Quest VIII, the only reason I even found out about that is because I like to say, dude, I got this sweet Final Fantasy XII demo and it came with Dragon Quest VIII. That was pretty much the only reason why I picked up Dragon Quest VIII, but it was a fun RPG when I first played it. I had a few issues with it, but that's just because I was used to another type. I was just used to the Final Fantasy type RPGs. But anyway, so again, we start with the whole backstory, the mining companies find these giant golems and they're made of materials that are not familiar to Eorzea. Of course they aren't, because, well, we know they're not from Eorzea. So basically, we have here, you scroll down and we get to the event. Now, this actually surprised me. I knew we were getting the wind-up Brickman. I feel like they announced the Thugs Mug, but I just don't remember it. And the Thug's Mug is actually, if I remember correctly, it's an item that goblins wear in Dragon Quest. I think it was goblins. It's been so long since I played, so I don't know, but I really like that headpiece. And again, another minion, I like that. I like minions from these types of events because they don't take up inventory space. Sure, they're also not as impressive vanity-wise. You can't run turn 3 with your little brick golem out, but I like them for these type of short-time collaboration events. Events that I am confident probably won't be returning next year at the same time. Next year at the same time, if it was going to be something that takes up inventory space, good. I don't need to do it next year and take up more inventory space. But the Thug's Mug is also a pretty decent item for level 10. It's got one of every stat. So once your Helm of Light, if you have it, or your Mod Cap wears off, you can always do this. You can have it for 10 to probably wear that from like 10 to 20 almost, maybe like 10 to 18. But anyway, so those are the rewards. It's the same time, Tuesday, January 21st, 2014 to Monday, February 3rd, 2014. So another, again, 13 days to do it. More than enough. The quest starts at X12, Y8. And again, it's just 2 fates, probably back-to-back, not actually set. Like, I'm probably not going to have to do a fate here and then go and do a fate here. They'll probably just do brick by stone brick and then brick by gold brick, which are the name of the fates, will spawn. So there's a bunch of locations here. Again, I'm going to be putting these links up in the description below. But I'm looking forward to these because even though they're very similar in stature to the Lightning event, they aren't sort of the whole every 2 days thing. I didn't really enjoy about those because they were the same thing. It was just a different enemy you were fighting every 2 days. If they're gonna be Quest of Fate things, let me get them done with really, really quick. Sure, I sort of wished they would drag these events out, maybe with a fate that's just related to it, that doesn't necessarily reward, but it's just a fate in the area that people can do, a quest that people can do. I would like to see some instanced fights, not like big, hard 8-man instance fights, but I'd like to see even 1 versus 1 instance fights with a little bit more story in these events. Maybe some sort of unique, I don't know, some sort of unique event that we actually have to do, something that just feels unique to this thing. But you know what, fighting Shantoto is pretty unique, and she's only going to be around for those 13 days. Same with the Dragon Quest golems. These guys are only going to be around for 13 days, so make sure you get this done. Apologies to you if you don't get it done in the 13 days, if maybe you join the game after or you stop playing before, but I think it's going to be at least enjoyable for an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours if the fates take a while to spawn, but we'll see. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. I'll be sure to update you guys on this next week to let you know about the fates. Maybe even I'll do a story video about some of these characters. Maybe Shantoto. Maybe Shantoto is getting hinted at for a bestiary. Maybe she deserves one. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Be sure to like, favorite, subscribe, and share. And, of course, you can follow me on Facebook and Twitter to get regular updates about these kind of announcements, as well as other Final Fantasy announcements, personal announcements, what I'm doing with my channel when I post videos. And, of course, feel free to follow me on Twitch, where I will be doing Final Fantasy February, or February, however you want to pronounce it, where I'm going to try and see how many Final Fantasy games I can get through in a month. I'm no speedrunner, but I'm pretty confident that we'll have a fun time with it at the very least, just going through all the classic Final Fantasy games, and Lightning Returns, which does come out in February as well. February, whatever. Anyway, guys, until next time, take care.